Am I live? Am I live? Am I live? I think I'm live. Hey everyone, watching the replay and currently live with me. Hope you're having an amazing day. Another Curly Chemistry live. We're excited. Are you excited? Because I'm excited. I'm trying to let my folks over on Instagram know. Can you guys see me and hear me okay? I hope so. See, I can't even play any music because I'm going to get copyrighted. Ooh, let me turn this down. Hello. Hey, Sylvia. Hey, Lanaya. How are you? Hey, Sherry. How are you? Hey, Linda's like coming out the gate. She's like, listen, lady, I got questions for you, okay? Why is
Ask away, Tanya.
What's going on? Oh, because I said CHERI. That's why. Hair's. Thank you, Sylvia. Thank you, girl. Okay, I'm trying to think. Okay, let me. I'm trying to like let IG know because sometimes I don't even be letting them know that I'm live, and they be like, "Oh, okay, so you're not gonna tell us?" Okay, let's say live now. Hold on, guys. Give me like 20 seconds, and we will go ahead and get started. In the meantime, where are you guys at? Where are you from? What's your name is? What's your hair type? Are you relaxed? Are you natural texturized? Are you type 4 ABC? Are you from Georgia? Are you from Tennessee? Are you from New York? Are you from Miami? Where are you from? Tell me all the things. Live now. I am live now on YouTube, and it's official. It's official. It's official. It's official. Let me add some music to this though. Okay, cool. We're good. We are good. We are good. We are good. We're good. Okay. Barbara is from Virginia. Lady J is from Atlanta. Greenville, South Carolina. Sylvia. I wonder how far is Greenville from not Rocky Mount. From Rock Hill, South Carolina. I have family in Rock Hill, South Carolina on my mom's side. Virginia, Tennessee. She said, I'm type 4, Atlanta. Hair is nice. Thank you. Ananda, California. High porosity. Okay. Hey, happy Thursday. Hey, Sonia. Texas. We have Texas again. Michigan, Cleveland. My sister is in Cleveland. Virginia. We have Sylvia. Are you from Rock Hill, South Carolina? Dominica. Dominican. Ohio, Alabama. Awesome. Well, welcome, guys. If this is your very South Africa, welcome Jamaica, welcome Michigan, welcome Illinois, Louisiana, Illinois again. We got Memphis, Tennessee. We got Canada. I love it. Awesome. I'm so glad you guys are here today. And I know you were going to say that about, you're okay, 45 minutes from Rock Hill. Okay, cool. Awesome. So welcome, guys. If this is your very first time joining me live in your life, like in the very first time ever joining a Curly Chemistry Live, put a 1 in the chat. Hey, Janelle from Seattle. I want to go to Seattle. I heard it rains there a lot. Okay, we got 1-1. Bountiful Harvest, welcome. I feel like I know your name. Your name sounds so familiar. I don't know if you're on Instagram or not, but you sound really familiar. Hey, Gabby, welcome. Cassie, welcome. Anna, welcome. Ananda, welcome. Linda, welcome. Awesome. So I'm so glad you guys are here. So for those who are new, very first time, hey, Lori, hey, Jackie. I have no agenda. We just be flowing. We just be flowing. We talk skincare. Well, not really skincare, but scalp care, hair care, a little bit of skincare. So yeah, we just flow. Wisconsin, awesome. Well, so for this, I was actually I was challenged a little bit to do a little bit of teaching prior to getting into our usual Q&A. So while I'm talking for the next 2 or 3 minutes, start thinking about your questions. I want you guys to just start thinking about like this past 2 weeks from your hair care, your wash day, like what has been like your top frustrations? Like what has been going on where it's like, listen, I got to figure this out. We need some answers, like whatever it is, start figuring out those questions. So when we do get to the Q&A portion, you can just put them out there and I can go ahead and answer them. Okay. So with that being said, hey, Sylvia, 4B in the back, not sure what the other porosity is on the sides and front. Yeah, girl, because we be all mixed up. Because I'd be like 4A, 4B up here. In the back, I'd be like 4C. So it's completely natural. But I had a call recently. You guys know or don't know, I do one-on-one hair care coaching calls. And the call that I had with this young lady earlier this week was such a good call. And she was suffering from seborrheic dermatitis. And she went to, different trichologists, different dermatologists, and they were like kind of giving her different things to try. And I asked her, what was the thing that you think led up to the seborrheic dermatitis? And for those who may not know, it's kind of like scaly patches on the scalp. And a lot of times it can leave the scalp feeling very inflamed, sometimes burning, sometimes itchy. And I had asked her, what was the thing that led up to the seborrheic dermatitis in your opinion? And immediately she said, lack of shampooing my hair. Like I was not washing my hair. I think she said she's washing her hair maybe like once a month or once every 2 months. And it just kind of reminded me of the importance of scalp care. And I know it's so cliche, but I'm going to probably say it to the day I die. But hair care, or I should say scalp care is really the foundation to healthy hair. And I love the fact that we are in a place right now where scalp care is trending, okay? You guys are going to start seeing more scalp care products, scalp care masks and scrubs and serums and oils and supplements, like whole hair care lines dedicated to scalp care, because it's just that important, So once she started, cleansing her hair more frequently, now she's starting to see a difference in her scalp. Like the seborrheic dermatitis has decreased tremendously. So I say all that to say, okay, I love that we are prioritizing our hair and our ends, but we must not forget about our scalp. Do not ignore an itchy scalp. An itchy scalp is pretty much your hair telling you your scalp telling you that I am either dry. 80% of the time, it's a dry scalp. If your scalp is itchy and it's like little teeny tiny flakes, it's dryness. A scalp serum will take care of that like that. Increasing your wash days will take care of that like that. If you start noticing like inflammation, redness, then at that point, it kind of has escalated to something a little bit more severe, like inflammation within the scalp. So I'll just say this. It typically starts as itchiness of the scalp, and then it escalates to dandruff, and then it can escalate to seborrheic dermatitis. But the core of it is making sure that you guys are properly and consistently taking care of your scalp. And it doesn't have to be complicated. It can just be cleansing your scalp once a week if you have the time. If that's too much for you, once every other week with a good hydrating shampoo. Scalp massage is going to be amazing for supporting hair growth and also strengthening the follicles. And if your scalp is dry, use a good water-based scalp serum. You guys know I talk about Pattern Beauty scalp serum, the Pacifica Scalp Love serum. So you guys have some options, okay? So I'm gonna be quiet, sort of, kind of, not really, but I just wanted to just kind of focus on the importance of scalp care and just kind of keep that at the forefront when it comes to your healthy hair care journey, okay? Okay, so was that helpful? I hope that was helpful. I'm gonna pause and drink my little watered down energy drink. But if that was helpful, put a yes in the chat. And I see we have, okay, great, thank you. We are at 23 likes. If we can get this video to 70 likes, that'd be amazing. That'd be so amazing. So, okay, great, awesome. Perfect. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into these questions. I wish I had paid attention sooner. And it's okay. It's okay, because the thing is this, the fact that you know this now, you can start implementing these changes, So I think a lot of times when we're like, dang, I wish I'd known this. It's okay. I'm still learning things about the hair and the scalp that I didn't know even a year ago. So give yourself grace, and take what you have now and just start implementing it. So you're good to go. Okay, great. Awesome. Okay, so let's go ahead and get to these questions. Once again, if you have a question, just put it in the chat. for me, and I will do my very best at getting to your question. So let's go through these. Okay, since chemo, my hair is different, but I have a thin spot on the crown of my head. What do you suggest? I wash once a week and deep condition once a month. Okay, good. So my question for you, and I might butcher your name, I'm so sorry, Julia Peters. So you have, okay, so you have a crown. Oh, sorry, you have a crown. You have a thin spot on your crown. So the first thing I would say is make sure that area isn't like tender to the touch or like no type of soreness. And the reason why I'm saying that is because what I'm going to recommend for you would kind of make it worse. So as long as that area is not like tender or like sore or raw, you're good to go. So with that being said, assuming that's not the case, I would recommend using a derma roller for that area. Derma rolling, I feel like, is such an underrated hair growth technique for those who have like issues with growing their edges and also like little thin spots like throughout the head, like the crown, like you do. So derma rolling would be a great option. You can get one that has like 0.25 millimeter needles. And for those who don't know, derma rolling is like a little roller looking device with teeny tiny needles. And I know it sounds like kind of like crazy, like a needle, but it is. But they're not like, it's not going to like cause any like crazy trauma or like it's not going to kill you. Okay. But but what it does is it creates little micro injuries on the scalp, and it kind of forces the scalp to restore the hair follicle and actually bring that blood flow to the scalp and to actually reactivate the follicle. So with that being said, if you are experiencing thinning, Julia Peters, in that area, I would take a derma roller and just kind of roll that area. And you can do this once every other day. The ones, I have 3 that I recommend. You'll find them below in the description box of this video under Curly Chemistry Amazon storefront. You'll see it there. But I would look for one of those derma rollers, but I would pair it with a hair growth serum. And that's going to be key, because the derma roller alone is great, but when you pair it with a serum or some type of like hair growth oil, that's really going to elevate the effectiveness of that technique. If you go to my Amazon store, Julia Peters, look for, it should be under advanced hair growth techniques. And you'll see the derma rollers, and you'll also see the different hair serums I recommend. So I would do that for the next maybe 4 weeks, 4 or 6 weeks, and see if you notice a difference. Okay. Great question. Not tender. Okay, perfect. Yes. So yes, try that, Julia. Try that. And if I butchered your name, I'm so sorry. Okay, let's see. I answered that question. Venices? I'm just butchering names all night. I'm sorry. I have low porosity hair and my hair is constantly dry. Okay. Low porosity hair, constantly dry. Okay. I have tried so many other products that you suggested, also moisture in between wash day, but okay, I wash my hair weekly. I need some advice. Okay. So you're trying the products that I recommend for you, but you're still having an issue with obtaining moisturized hair consistently, right? So with that being said, my question for you is, have you solidified what your moisture cycle is? Like with the products I'm recommending, like for example, Donna's Recipe Extra Creamy Hair Cream, which is one I've been recommending a lot lately for low porosity hair. Have you tried that paired with hair grease? Have you tried that paired with sweet almond oil at least once every other day? Have you tried that? So if you're trying these things and you're like, dang, these products are not working, the first thing I would ask you is, when was the last time you clarified your hair? Because if you haven't clarified your hair recently, then more than likely the products that you're using are not really being as effective as they could be, because you have a layer of film of like buildup and dirt on the hair. You know what I'm saying? So that's my first question for you, because your hair just may need a total reset. And that's where clarifying shampoos come into play. So that's my first question. Okay. The second thing would be, it could be the products. It could be you just haven't found a product that is compatible with your hair. And that happens. And that is okay. I always say, like, finding the right product is kind of like dating in a sense. You know, like, nah, this ain't it, or nah, you good, or actually, no, I like you. This is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So it depends. It depends. So it could be that, or it could be something internal. It could be something internal where it could be you have low iron levels. That's actually depleting the nutrients from getting to your hair and your follicle, making your hair feel really dry or brittle, you know? So it has to be one of those three things. I would also check your vitamin D levels. Curly Chemistry community, you guys know how I feel about iron and vitamin D. So I would definitely do that. And between those three things, you should see an improvement when it comes to your low porosity hair. And I would also invest in a steamer if you haven't done so already. Steamers are so inexpensive now. I mean, you can get a good steamer on Amazon for like 20 bucks or like 25, 30 bucks, you know? So I would get a steamer and utilize that too on your wash days when you're deep conditioning, because that steam is going to help to open your cuticle just a little bit to get that moisture within your hair, you know? So I would highly, highly recommend that. And now that I'm thinking about it, you could also, when you moisturize your hair, and this is for anyone who has low porosity hair, I got you. What you can also do is layer the product where you're doing the LCO, but that liquid, let that be warm water, like legit, like warm up some water. It can be like warm water from your faucet, you know, or if you want to be fancy and, you know, warm, whatever, you know, tea kettle, but that's anyway, you know what I'm saying? But warm water as your first hydrating layer on your cuticle will help to slightly lift the cuticle. So when you go to your next step, that cream, now that cream can actually go a little bit deeper because you slightly lift the cuticles with that warm water. And then, of course, seal with an oil. Okay. So I would try that. I would try that combination and let me know how it works. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's see. Can you do more than one hair treatment during your wash routine? Like, can I do a hot oil treatment and a green tea rinse? If so, what order should I do that? I love your question, Lovely C. Abso-freaking-lutely. You can do whatever you want on your wash day. Absolutely. If I were you, I would do it this way. I would do, well, you know me, I'm extra. I'm always going to do a pre-poo. I would do pre-poo, shampoo, do the tea rinse, conditioner, and then hot oil treatment. Let that hot oil treatment be your final treatment to lock in all that moisture, because a hot oil treatment is going to seal the cuticle, soften the hair, and also create a protective layer around the cuticle that's going to help with moisture retention. So that's how I would do that. But yes, you can absolutely do multiple treatments on your wash day. I love that question. How long do you use a scalp massager? A lady on TikTok said 2 hours. Listen, this must be a trend, because you are the second person who said something about some lady talking about doing scalp massages for 2 hours. Who is this lady? This is why you can't listen to everybody. You cannot listen. You cannot listen to everybody on the interwebs. Okay. Heck no. 2 hours is insane. You may not even have a scalp left if you massage for 2 hours straight. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Here's what I recommend. 3 to 5 minutes. A fire thingy truck is coming. So if I be quiet, I can't even mute. Can I mute? I can't even mute. Well, if it comes, it comes. Whatever. Y'all heard a fire truck before. 3 to 5 minutes for scalp massaging. That's all it takes. All it takes. I was actually talking to someone this weekend, well, actually, no, this past week, one of my clients, and she asked me the same question. And I was telling her, you know, you're doing a good job when it gets warm. When you're doing your scalp massage and you feel that heat, like that warmness coming, that is blood. The warmth, the warmth represents the blood. And that's what you want. So as long as you're doing that and you start to feel that warmth, that body heat heating up in that area, that means you're doing a good job. 3 to 5 minutes. And if you really want to amplify it, add an oil to it, add a scalp serum, something to really elevate that blood flow. But 2 hours, Sometimes I think people just be saying stuff just because, like, You know what? I'm gonna start a trend and say you need to massage your scalp with spaghetti sauce, and people gonna do it. People gonna do it. I mean, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't recommend that. But people just be saying stuff for views. So just be careful, y'all. Just be careful what you see online. Okay. I have frizzy hair that I didn't have before. How do I get rid of the frizz? What can I do to make it smooth again? Great question. T. Protein. A lot of times a lack of protein treatments in your hair can lead to frizzy hair. So it could be that. It could be you have high porosity hair, like really high porosity hair, and you need to incorporate hot oil treatments to seal that cuticle, or even butters or hair grease as a sealant to lock in that moisture, but to really seal that cuticle and reduce that frizz. So I would, if I were you, I would start incorporating light protein treatments into your regimen at least once a month, and then changing out your sealant. I don't know what sealant you use when you moisturize your hair, but I would use something a little bit heavier if you can, assuming you have thick hair. If you don't have thick hair, you have fine hair, then I would say, excuse me, let your sealant be like sweet almond oil or something like that. But a lot of times, really frizzy hair is tied to some level of a lack of protein in the hair, you know? And you can even look into K18. They're like bond peptide leave-in mask that they have that also is known for reducing frizzy hair. So you got some options. You got some options. All right, let's see. Thank you, Miss. I'm like seeing it's all late. Thank you, Miss Joy. She was like, don't forget the like button. I appreciate you, sis. I appreciate you. Yeah, if this is helpful, please be sure to like this video, please. And thank you. Okay. Pamela said, hey, Pamela. Pamela says, will a wash and go keep your hair moisturized better than a twist out? Ooh, well, I can't really say better than a twist out. It depends on your technique. So for example, when I was doing my wash and go like 2 weeks ago, if my hair felt dry in that wash and go state, I would just refresh my curls, you know, with my tea rinse, you know, so my hair is re-moisturized. And then even with a twist out, when I rock a twist out, I'm re-moisturizing my hair every 2 days. So I can't really say that one style keeps your hair more moisturized than the other. I think it just depends on what you're doing. Like if I have a twist out and I'm not moisturizing my hair according to my moisture cycle, then heck yeah, my hair will be dry. So I think it just depends on your hair itself, but also what you're doing to maintain that moisture. Because I think sometimes we expect like our hair just to be re-up moisturized for X amount of days. And that's not always the case. I mean, think about when you put lotion on your skin. Like if I, for example, I'm taking a shower tonight, right? I'm going to put that lotion on, that butter, that oil, all that good stuff, right? But I'm going to have to repeat that process tomorrow because that lotion, that butter, that's not going to last till Sunday. My skin won't be dry. You know, so the same thing applies to our hair as well. We have to treat it like our skin, you know, because it is a part of our body. It's an extension of our body. So I would just kind of look at it like you got to re-up on that moisture. So it's not really based off of the style. It's just keeping in mind you just got to, you know, re-moisturize your hair. So yeah, hopefully that helps. What's your opinion on wet line gel? Wet line, isn't that the one that's like at Dollar General? Oh, yeah. Extreme wet line gel. That's a classic one. People like it. I haven't tried it, but I've heard a lot of people love it. I think Glam Fam, he talks about that gel before. I think he also likes it too. So I don't see it as a red flag at all. I think it's worth checking out for sure. Hey, Rhonda. Rhonda says, oh, wait. Sorry, Rhonda. Deborah says, is castor oil good? Is it good for like your hair, scalp? Absolutely. I will say this though. Some people have allergic reactions to castor oil. So kind of be careful with it because if you use castor oil and your scalp is kind of itchy, then I would just continue using it or try a different version. Like my mom, for example, she cannot use castor oil. Like if I make an oil for her to try, the first thing she asks me, is there castor oil in here? And I'd be like, nope, it's not in there. So it just depends. But I think it's good, but it just depends on if your scalp can handle it. But it is known for supporting hair growth and also softening the hair as well. So I think it is good. Okay, Rhonda, I'm ready. I'm experiencing hormonal hair loss, receding hairline. Any suggestions? Absolutely, Rhonda. So for anyone on this live who has like androgenic alopecia, hormonal hair loss, for example, the first thing I would say, trying to see how, okay. The first thing I would say, Rhonda, definitely for the hairline, the derma roller, I mentioned earlier, definitely the derma roller. But for you, anytime I talk about hormonal androgenic, you guys already know I'm about to say pumpkin seed oil, okay? The things that I recommend, I really try to make sure that they are backed by science and they're just not something that people just pulled out the air. And you know, there has been studies showing that pumpkin seed oil helps to reduce the telogen phase, and the telogen phase is your shedding phase. So here's what happens: when there is hormonal hair loss, there is a disruption of the hair growth cycle. You have your anagen phase, you have your catagen phase, your telogen phase. We want to be in the anagen phase as long as possible, okay? But when there's hormonal issues, that anagen phase gets cut short. And when it gets cut short, that's when you experience the thinning and the excessive shedding, right? But pumpkin seed oil has been shown to actually reduce the androgen, I guess you can say the androgen hormone within the body in the space of hair care. So your hair stays in the anagen phase a lot longer versus going directly into that telogen phase. So long story short, Rhonda, okay, if I were you, I would get my hands on a derma roller. The ones I recommend, there's 3 I recommend. You don't have to get all 3, but just get one of them. Are in my Amazon store below. But I would pair that with pumpkin seed oil with a few drops of rosemary, a few drops of peppermint oil. I would massage that oil on your scalp. I would also derma roll once every other day. I would do this for the next 4 to 8 weeks. Take pictures so you can track your progress. And I think you're going to see some really, really good results. And if you really want to kick it up a notch, like a whole notch, right? I would look into like how you can naturally balance your hormones. You know what I'm saying? Like I would start looking into, dang it, what is that called? Chastity, I think it's Chastity Tree Berry or something like that. But the supplement that I recommend is by, I forgot the name of the brand, but it's like Vitex, Vitex berry. But it's a great way to balance your hormones, you know, like naturally. So I would pair that in there too. So great question. Hopefully that helps. And keep me posted. Let me know how it goes for you. Okay, let's see. I answered that question already. Oh my Lord. Anita says, I am new to the natural hair journey. When I put my hands in my hair, it sheds like rats leaving a sinking ship. I've never heard that saying before. Rats leaving a sinking ship. Okay, so your hair is shedding. Natural hair journey, you're new to it. When you put your hands in your hair, it sheds. Okay, so Anita, my question to you is, how often do you comb your hair? Because it could just be regular shedding, you know? So like if I don't comb my hair for 5 days, I'm gonna have roughly about 500 strands of hair ready to come out. So on that 5th day, when I go to comb my hair, it's going to seem like, oh my gosh, my hair is falling out. When really it's just normal shedding because I ain't been combing my hair for 5 days. You know what I'm saying? So it could be that, or it could be an internal thing, right? It could be hormonal issues, depending on how old you are. It could be a lack of iron. It could be a lack of vitamin D. You know what I'm saying? So it could be one of those things. And I'm going to have this as a PSA service announcement right now. Okay. I highly recommend you get your iron levels checked. And I even want to say your vitamin D levels checked. I can't talk. At least twice a year. If you can get it done at least twice a year, that would be ideal. Ideal. And if you're not on a multivitamin, get on a multivitamin, because our food, majority of our food, we're not really getting all the nutrients that our body needs. When I tell you, I was so surprised that I was deficient in B vitamins like 2-3 years ago. I was like, you got to be kidding me. But I was deficient and my hair was shedding like crazy back then. And you know what? I wish I taught You're welcome, Rhonda. I wish I talked about this 3 years ago, but to be honest, I was ashamed. I was like, yo, I'm curly chemistry. We can't be having no excessive shedding. But I wish I documented that, because in that process, I learned through the micronutrient test I took that I was deficient in like 3 B vitamins, including biotin. And then once I started, taking those supplements, now my hair is growing back and it's fuller and it's all these things. So nutrients, multivitamins is a thing, and it's so important. So long story short, to the young lady I was talking to, I can't even find your question anymore, but Anita, I would definitely, just consider getting those levels checked. Like, everyone, get your levels checked, your iron, your vitamin D, check those things out. If you can get a micronutrient test, girlfriend, boyfriend, do so, please, to find out what your body is missing. Okay. Lovely C. How do I use a bond builder in my wash routine, and how often should I use it? Great question. So I know like everyone has like their different like routines, like not routines, but like instructions. Like, I think Olaplex, you have to use it before you shampoo, and then K18, you use it after you shampoo. So I would just say, just go based off of the instructions on the bottle. You can use it like maybe once a month, twice a month, depending on the type of damage or what type of restoration you're trying to do with your hair, but I would just kind of choose which one you want to go with. I like both, but I do like K18 a little bit more personally, a little bit more. So if you want to try that one out, absolutely go ahead and do that. But I think using that maybe like once a month or twice a month if needed, that would be completely fine. Lanaya says, how did you style your hair, Tanya? It looks nice on you. Thank you, girl. So what did I do? I don't even know. So this is like an old behind silk press. I am 2 weeks post wash day. I'm out here like my scalp is like, help me. But we're okay. But this is just like I just did a braid out. That's all. I did like maybe 1, 2, 3, like 6 little plaits, because I can't braid to save my life, but I can do some plaits, baby. I can do some single braids. So that's what I did. And it kind of gave me this really pretty, like wavy look. But it's the byproduct of a silk press. Great question. Okay. We talked a few weeks ago about CCCA. I'm learning now to listen to my scalp for wash days. When it feels inflamed, it's time for clay. Okay, for a clay mask, being natural. Yeah, being natural. I mean, our hair, I'll just say this. When you have like in a movie where you have like that VIP client, that VIP customer, and they just require so much because of their status, that's our hair. The status of our crown, baby. It just requires so much. So that's how you kind of got to look at it. Don't look at it as like, oh God, I got to do that. No, it's just the status. Like, do you know our hair? Do you know who we are? What? So just look at it like that. And I will also say, change your perspective of your wash day, because wash day just seems so daunting. Like, oh, gotta wash my hair. Like, look at it as like, this is my self-care day. This is my spa day. Like, oh, I get to love on myself. I get to love on my scalp and my hair. Like, I get to love on the very thing that God gave me. Oh, I love this so much. And I know at first it's going to be like, oh, okay. But over time, I kid you not, it's like, I enjoy it. And if you want to be extra like me, dim the lights. Get some candles going. Okay. Get some candles going, get some smell goods going, okay? The little shower steamers that, that put the little steam, do that. Have some music playing. Listen, it could be a whole experience. Like, that's how I romanticize my wash day. And it works. So definitely try that. Great question. Okay, we're going back up. Gotta okay, let's see. Where was I? Okay, Lanaya, I talked to Stacia or Stasia. I'm sorry for butchering your name. Okay, we talked about excessive shedding. Okay, Tori says, what's the longest you'll recommend going without washing your hair for someone in a cold area with little to no active lifestyle? So what's the longest I would recommend anyone going without washing their hair? I would not go over 4 weeks, and I'm being generous. I really want to say 2, but the longest I would say is 4 weeks. I think at that point you kind of get into the risky business. And when I say risky business, that's when you get into throwing off your scalp microbiome. Da-da-dum. Okay. And the microbiome is like an environment of microbes on the scalp. You got good bacteria and you got the nasty ones. You got the bad ones, okay? And the good ones are the ones that help your scalp to thrive. You know what I'm saying? Like it helps with like sebum production. You know, it helps with the follicle. Like they help in a healthy scalp. But then you have the bad guys, right? Like Melissaceae. Now, Melissaceae is always going to be on your scalp. It's a yeast at low levels, but lack of washing will increase Melissaceae, turning it to a bad yeast because now it's outgrown it's outgrown the good bacteria, and now it leads to dandruff, and in some cases inflammation, and in some cases seborrheic dermatitis. So long story short, sis, I wouldn't go longer than 4 weeks. And I'm being generous because I really want to say 2 weeks. So hopefully that helps. Okay, let's see. Linda says, I have CCCA, alopecia, and sometimes my scalp crown is very painful and tender to the touch. It's inflammation. That's what's going on. Like the reason why it's so like, that's inflammation. That's what's really going on over there. I take my prescription meds, but still, can you recommend anything to try for sore 4C scalp? Sore 4C scalp. So the first thing that comes to my mind really are going to be like anti-inflammatory ingredients. The 3 that just came to my mind, and I don't know if you can find all 3 of these together in a product, to be honest. Of course, aloe, honey, and ginger. I think that'll help tremendously with soothing the scalp. But if you can't get your hands on all 3 of those, because not everyone wants to be in the kitchen, like, you know, mix stuff together. But I would say this, to help soothe the scalp, I would use a scalp serum, like a water-based scalp serum with aloe in it. I want to say the Pacifica Scalp Love has aloe vera juice in it. I would definitely utilize that when your scalp feels kind of tender and kind of sore. I think that'd be really helpful. If you want to take it up a notch, girlfriend, I would get like a raw aloe vera plant, you know, like remove the little nasty toxin, like the little brown liquid, and just take that gel. And you can take the gel and just, you know, put it on that area and just kind of have like cut up. You know what you can do? You know what you can do? You can put the aloe gel, you can like blend it up and put it in ice trays. Like take little ice cube trays and just pour it in there so it's nice and cool and cold, and just pop one out and kind of use it on your scalp when you need to. That would be so dope. I think you should try that. But definitely aloe for sure. But if you can't get your hands on like anything like that, then the scalp serum by Pacifica would be a great option for sure. Peppermint oil is good. Yep, absolutely. As long as the area is not like, as long as you don't have like any open sores, peppermint oil would be a good option for sure. Okay, let's see. Where are we? Hold on. Sharonda, how do you know if you have high or low porosity? So a lot of times it's going to be, so there's different ways to know. Typically, telltale sign is how fast it takes your hair to dry. High porosity hair dries really fast. Like you take a shower, your hair is soaking wet by the time less than an hour or within an hour, your hair is dry, like dry within an hour, like air dry in an hour. Low porosity hair will typically take maybe like 8 hours to dry. Maybe 6, like a whole lot longer. Sometimes the next day your hair still feel kind of damp. That's an indicator. Another indicator too would be when your hair is dry, like you see how my hair is dry right now, take like a water bottle, like a spritzer water bottle, and spritz your hair. If you notice little beads of water just kind of forming on the surface of your cuticle, more than likely you are low porosity. But if you notice that the hair, like the water just kind of instantly just goes straight into the cuticle, ain't that much, water balls on the hair, more than likely you are high porosity. So those are just some telltale signs, just to get an idea. So hopefully that helps. And one more thing too, Sharonda, I will say too, you can have multiple porosities. A lot of people don't know this, but you can have multiple porosities. It's horrible. Like this part of my hair is definitely low porosity. Up here is a little bit more high. You guys can kind of see the difference. Like look how, you see how this area is so much more smoother, right? Like this part is low porosity, where if you get up here and the crown area, like up here, it's a little bit more frizzier, right? The color is a little bit different. The cuticles are slightly lifted a little bit. That's because this part of my hair is more high porosity versus the rest of it is more on that low porosity side. So you can absolutely have multiple porosities. And what you do in that case is you cater to the porosity that is the majority in your hair. That's what I would do. So hopefully this helps. Before I continue, let's pause. And she said, me, multiple. Let's pause. If this is helpful, put a 1 in the chat. If this has been helpful so far, put a 1 in the chat. And please be sure to like this video. If we can get to like 130 likes, that'd be great. Okay, good. I'm seeing lots of 1s. I'm seeing hearts. That's a good sign. Let's continue. Okay, I'm trying to answer the questions in order that they were received. So let me, I'm going to try to do rapid fire because I want to get off around like 8:15. We'll see about that. So we'll see. Okay, let's see. I answered that question already. Let's try to do rapid fire. Let's see. I answered that. Hello, just joined. Do you recommend the cap steamer or another one? Any steamer, honestly, is fine. You can use a handheld one. You can use the hooded steamers or a cap. Like whatever one's more convenient or more efficient for you, that's completely fine. Stacia says, I've been doing warm water and aloe juice. You taught me that. Thanks. You're welcome. Okay, my daughter's hair is natural with the silk press. She flat irons it every day. Ooh, okay. I keep telling her she's damaging it, but she doesn't believe me because it's so long. Does this damage your hair? Over time, it can absolutely damage the hair for sure. But I would say this: if she's like animate, like I'm flat ironing my hair, mom, every day, I don't care what you say. If she's like that, then I would just say, okay, baby girl, well, how about this? Okay, protein once a month. And always use a heat protectant. And I would tell her, try not to go nowhere near 370, 380, 400 on the flat iron. If she can follow those 3 things, she'll be okay, I think, But flat ironing every day is a bit much, Hopefully she doesn't have to learn the lesson the hard way, but life people, hey, sometimes you gotta learn a lesson. But that's what I would do. If she was my daughter, those are the 3 things I would tell her. Okay, let's see. Answered that. Okay, let's see. Brianna says, hi, Tanya. Hey, girl. I recently got a trim to cut the split ends. Okay. Moving forward, what techniques can I prevent split ends because I get them really bad and I rarely comb my hair? That's a great question. So, you rarely comb your hair. Okay. So here's what I would say. So if you normally get them like pretty often, I would make trimming a part of your routine where you go get your hair trimmed maybe like every 12 weeks, like every 3 months, 8, 12 weeks, somewhere around there as needed. I would just kind of incorporate that, but make sure whoever is cutting your hair that they give you a trim and not a freaking haircut. Okay, because that has happened to me before. I went in one time for a trim and I came out with a bob. Okay, and you don't want that. It's the worst feeling ever. I had a little PTSD, but we're okay. But seriously, that's what I would do. 8 to 12 weeks, get a trim because your hair is prone to split ends. The second thing I would do is, of course, when you do comb your hair, because you said you do it rarely, but when you do comb your hair, be very, 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 very gentle. Y2 comb all day. I wouldn't recommend like detangling brushes for you. I would just do like Y2 comb for sure. Another thing you can do, I don't know if I want to recommend that because I don't know. Because I was going to say you can start stretching your hair because you can stretch your hair to kind of help reduce the split ends. But take that with a grain of salt. Take that with a grain of salt. But I will also say this too. Start TLCing your ends. And when I say TLCing, tender, loving, caring for your ends. So when you do your deep conditioning, when you do your conditioning, your leave-in treatments, your moisturizer, put just a little extra on the ends of your hair because the ends are the oldest part of our hair and they need that extra TLC. So giving it that extra moisture will help to reduce the dryness and then the breakage and of course the split ends. So that's what I would recommend. And then hydrate, drink water. Like you'd be surprised how like increasing your water intake can absolutely transform your hair and remove, excessive dryness, split ends, and breakage. So I would try that all together and let me know how that works for you. Great question. Okay, let's see. Rapid fire. Elizabeth said, my hair doesn't respond to coconut oil. What are the alternatives I can use to pre-poo my low porosity hair that will penetrate just as coconut oil? Great question, Elizabeth. And it is completely fine. If your hair does not like coconut oil, it is completely fine. You have some options. I would check out Babasu. Babasu oil, I think, is amazing alternative to coconut oil. You can get it anywhere, but I recommend getting it from mountainroseherbs.com. That's also where I recommend getting the pumpkin seed oil too. But mountainroseherbs.com, Babasu oil, get like a little, you can get the little 8-ounce jar they have, but that I would recommend if you can't use coconut oil and just use it the same way you will use coconut oil as a pre-poo treatment. Another option would be palm kernel oil. Excuse me. And sometimes I get it mixed up because like there's palm oil, which is like the red one. You don't want that. You want palm kernel oil. It should look like it should look like coconut oil. So that's an option, or moro butter. So you got options, girlfriend. But if I were you, I would try the Babasu oil. That stuff is so good. Oof. It's good, girl. It's good. Okay. Hi, Sophia. Okay, let's see. Someone told me that castor oil isn't good for leave-in for hair growth because it can clog the follicles. Any truth to this? I think once again, castor oil, it depends on the scalp. I know people who've used it. I've used it actually, and it's been great for my hair. I've used it in the past and I've loved it. Some people can't stand can't stand castor oil. It inflames their scalp. So it just depends. I don't think castor oil has a high comedogenic rating. And for those who don't know, a comedogenic rating is the rating of how likely it is to clog the pores of the scalp or the skin. So coconut oil, believe it or not, has a comedogenic rating of like 4 or 5. So that's why I don't really recommend it for the skin because it can lead to acne. But for the hair itself, the length of the hair is amazing. Sweet almond oil, great for the scalp and the hair because that rating I think is around 0 or 1. But castor oil, I think it's also very low. I can't see it being something that clogs the pores of the scalp. So I think it just varies. I think it depends on each individual person. So yeah. Healthy Hair Scientist. Oh, I like your name. Hey, Tanya, do you have any recommendations for women in their early 30s for hair care practices to prevent hair loss and thinning that comes with age? Absolutely. The biggest thing I would say, the biggest thing I would say for sure is, especially because I'm in my 30s, I don't mind telling my age. I don't mind telling my age, honey, because people already think I'm in my 20s. I'm 35. I'm 35, baby. January 11, 1990. Okay. And I'm learning that there are things I need to be doing now so that when I'm 40, 50, 60, 80, 90, 100, if it's the Lord's will, I am, in a sense, I've primed my body in such a way where I can handle aging very well. Okay. So for you healthy hair scientists, the things I would tell women in their early 30s is number one, vitamins, nutrients, lifestyle changes, diet is going to be key. I love low carb. I think low carb is dope. I think it's a great way to reduce inflammation in the body. It helps to, in my opinion, balance out the hormones, at least from my personal experience. So I would say, yes, teach about the products and hair care, but don't forget about the internal side of things and making sure that our body is where it needs to be to have healthy hair, to help prevent hair loss and thinning. So that's the first thing, because I kid you not, when I do my consultations, 90% of the time for women who come to me who are like, my hair is thinning, I'm dealing with hair loss, the first question I ask them is about their iron levels. And they're like, you know what? It's been low. And I ask them about their vitamin D. It's been low. And then I ask them like, okay, have you been taking the supplement that your doctor recommended? No, I haven't been taking it. So we have to be on these things, okay, especially in our 30s. And I'm saying 30s because you asked specifically for 30s, right? Then I will also say, have a good regimen, have a consistent regimen, know your moisture cycle. Don't do any type of like style that's going to like cause tension on the edges, the hair. Like really practice low maintenance styles if possible. No tight braids, no crazy lace fronts that's like on your edges for like 2 whole months, just chilling there, taken up whole residence on your scalp. None of that. But the biggest pieces is going to be the health part, the diet part, the nutrition part, getting blood work part, all that good stuff. So that's what I would recommend for those in their 30s. And I'm going to teach more about this very soon. So stay tuned for that. Okay, let's see. Does the hair, nail, and skin OTC vitamins really work for growth? OTC. What is OTC? What is OTC? What's that acronym for? I gotta find out. OTC. Oh, over the counter? Is that what you meant, sis? I did not know. I mean, I knew, but I didn't know. Okay. I don't know. I mean, yes, I would say this. It depends on the brand. 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 So I'll say this. The ones I typically recommend are pure encapsulations. Like if I had to like choose one vitamin brand to use for the rest of my life, right now, unless something greater comes along that I just haven't discovered yet, it would be pure encapsulations. Like that vitamin supplement, the nutrients, the vitamins that they use, the process, the development of their vitamins are high quality. Like $5 biotin. No shade to Walmart. No shade to Walmart. No shade. But $5 biotin sometimes is not going to give you what you're looking for. So I will go for the $30 biotin, and I see a difference. So I do think the branding matters. But if you're looking for some ones that I really recommend, pure encapsulations, I think is dope. There's other ones I do recommend too. Like if you go to my Amazon store below, I have a whole section of like hair supplements that I highly recommend. So I would, definitely go there for sure. Okay, Sylvia's laughing at me. Over the counter, Tanya, over the counter. Ooh, okay, let's see. Next question. All right, let's see. Can someone please tell me again where to find the derma roller on Miss Tanya's Amazon page? It is below in the description box. All right, let me go back. Oh man, okay, hold on, guys. I'm gonna have to like seriously do rapid fire because I have so many questions up here that I want to get to. Unless I want to be on here till 10 o'clock. I'm gonna be here till 10 o'clock. I doubt it. Will we go through the phases over and over? Can we stay in a particular phase for long? So here's the thing when it comes to the hair growth cycle, every phase has an ending point. So I want to say the anagen phase, which is the active hair growth phase, that lasts between, and it depends on each individual, that lasts between 3 to 5 years. Some women, it can last up to 10 years, 8 years. So your hair is going to go through that phase regardless, right? Now, what matters is, are you retaining the length that the anagen phase is giving you? Because if you have 5 years worth of hair growth, but you're not seeing it because your ends are breaking off, it's going to seem like your hair is not really growing, but really it's just a lack of moisture, dryness leading to the breakage. So you're always going to go through those phases. And then you have the catagen phase, which is the resting phase. I think this phase lasts for I think it lasts for 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. And then you have the telogen phase, which I think lasts for about 4 to 8 weeks. So it's kind of like this ongoing cycle. It doesn't stop unless the hair growth cycle is disrupted. And a lot of times that's where like inflammation or hormonal issues come into play that will disrupt this phase or this cycle, leading to decreased cycles. And a lot of times, unfortunately, the anagen phase is what gets decreased. So hopefully that helps. Great question. Okay. I answered that already. What type of products would you recommend for high porosity, thin, fine hair? I'm so very confused on what to use on my dry, brittle, weak hair. So you have high porosity, thin, fine hair. So since you have that high porosity, thin, fine hair, you can use low porosity moisturizers. I would say try out, I would try this. I would try Aussie Moist Miracle Curls leave-in conditioner, Aussie Moist Miracle Curls leave-in conditioner, and or Donna's Recipe Extra Creamy Hair Cream. Between those two. Now for you, because you have high porosity hair, I would say use like either sweet almond oil or jojoba oil as your sealant to lock in that moisture. That is what I would recommend. And I have a whole video on different high porosity products I recommend. So if you here on YouTube, just type in Curly Chemistry high porosity, it'll pop up. Hi, Tanya. Which labs would you recommend my doctor order to determine if my hormones are causing my thinning edges? Where is the doctor? Is the doctor in the room? Is the doctor in the room? Because listen, that's a great question. And you know what? I'm so glad you asked that, because I'm going to write that down so I can ask that question and get that question out. And what I'll probably do is, if you're not a part of my email letter, I'll just post it here on YouTube, because I really need to find that out myself. So that's a great question. Thank you for asking that. More to come. Stay tuned. Okay. Unless someone wants to chime in to our sister's question, please feel free. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Where was I? Hold on, guys. Let me find where I was. Okay. What do I think about botanical oil? I think botanical oil is a great sealant. I think it's a great way to lock in moisture. You're the best. Thank you for sharing your gifts. You're welcome, Tater Tots. I love your name, Tater Tots. Now I'm hungry. Let's see. How to properly steam your hair. I would just do it like when you deep condition or even condition your hair. I wouldn't go longer than 30 minutes under a steamer. I would just do maybe like 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes max under a steamer. If you have a handheld one, that can be maybe like 5 or 10 minutes. But definitely with some type of product in your hair for sure. What's a good multivitamin? I really like, once again, Pure Encapsulations. I like that brand. And the other ones I recommend, Dr. Berg, B-E-R-G. He also makes great supplements as well. What's your opinion on the Olaplex No. 5 Scalp Longevity Treatment? I use it as a night treatment. I haven't seen that product yet. Let me see if I can find it really quick. I can give you my feedback. Number 5. Number 5? The Bond Maintenance Conditioner. I don't see anything about scalp longevity, unless that's a different product. But the number 5 I'm seeing is the Bond Maintenance Conditioner, which is the one that they're like really popular for. That's like a bond treatment. Well, yeah, a bond peptide treatment to help restore the hair from the inside out. So I think it's great if you have like heat damage, or if you have like chemical damage, for example. I think those treatments do a great job at restoring the hair. Should you dilute a leave-in? Can dilution of product lead to breakage due to the reduction in hydration? No, not at all. I would just say this: if you want to dilute anything, make sure you do it in a separate bottle, because if you put water in an already created or complete formula, you can disrupt the preservation system and the stability of that product. You know what I'm saying? So I would definitely do that on a separate, like a separate bottle, a separate bowl. But it won't dilute the hydration, because in a sense you're adding more hydration into it. You're adding that water to the product. So yeah, that's what I would do. But if you want to like amplify it, like if you have it in a separate bowl, you know, add a little bit of oil to it, like a teaspoon or a tablespoon of olive oil. That'll really amplify that leave-in treatment. So I would definitely try that for sure. Thank you. I like my little glasses too. I got them from Amazon. Let's see. Tanya, dearest, my husband has male pattern baldness. I remedy it and grew just a bit. I use botana, pumpkin seed oil, and rosemary. It grew somewhat, but it's not flowing down his shoulders. Sophia, well, here's the thing. The good thing is that his hair is growing. So you are seeing improvement. So that's good. Now, as far as like how much length he's going to get, that's up to his body. So I would do this. And he's doing the pumpkin seed botana and the rosemary, right? Okay. Are you massaging it? And I'm saying you, because how cute would that be if you're like massaging your husband's scalp, girl? I'm just saying. But I would be massaging the scalp at least 3 or 5 minutes. You can do it every night or every other day, however you want to do it. Okay. But I think that'd be great. And just give it time. Just give it time. But the good thing is you're seeing growth, because there's some people who's doing all the things and not seeing any growth at all. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that you're seeing some growth, that's a good sign. So just give it time, keep doing what you're doing. I think the recipe that you have here is bomb. I think it's great. But just do some more massages with that oil, and I think that'll really help even more. Great question. Is soybean oil good for the hair and the scalp? I think soybean oil is good. I think it's great for like locking in moisture for the hair. I forgot the brand, but there is a brand that uses soybean oil almost like in all of their products. I think it's like, now I gotta find out. Hold on a second. Let's see. It's like a black hair care brand, but I don't see the name of it. I can't find it. But soybean oil as a whole, I think it's completely fine. Now I will say this: it is considered a cheap oil. Like it's a lot of brands use it because it is a cheap oil, but I think it's a very effective oil as well. But as far as anything wrong with soybean oil for the hair itself in regards to locking in moisture, no, not at all. Are pumpkin seed oil pills as effective as the topical oil? That's a great question. So the study that I saw with the pumpkin seed oil, they were using it topically on the scalp. So you can do both. You can do internal or external, but I would recommend doing it directly, like on the scalp topically. Great question. My son has eczema. I got him some eczema shampoo and it's working really well. Can I hot oil his hair? What oils are good? Because of the eczema, I'm kind of, I don't know. I'm kind of back and forth about oils for eczema skin, you know. But the fact that the eczema shampoo is working really well, I would definitely stick with that. If you want to use oil on his hair, I would just focus it on the length of the hair and try to avoid it on the scalp. Like try to avoid getting it exactly on the scalp or on the skin, and just focusing on the length of the hair. And I think that'll be really helpful. But the good thing is you have a shampoo that is working. So I would definitely keep up with that for sure. Is low porosity a bad thing? No, not at all. Not at all. Oh, you're so welcome, Sophia. Very welcome. Is it okay to use the melanin hair care deep conditioner once every week? That's what I'm doing, but I think I struggle with the dryness. It might be other factors. The melanin hair care deep conditioner, that's a very hydrating formula. I don't think using it once every week will be an issue for you. Now, if it had like a substantial amount of protein, then I would say be mindful of it. But since that formula is very hydrating, I think using it once a week is completely fine. Now, of course, if you notice over time your hair, responds differently to it, then I would switch it up and use something entirely different. But that formula is a really nice formula. I actually like that formula myself. So I think using it once a week is completely fine, especially if your hair needs that extra hydration. I have seen so many people try hair fertilizer. Is that a good product and why? So from my understanding of the hair fertilizer, they have like different herbs and different like essential oils within it to help support hair growth. Um, I think with anything, the results are going to vary. Now, they do have some nice ingredients that are known for growing the hair, but once again, I think it just depends on your personal experience with using that product. But as far as the formula itself, I haven't seen any like red flags about it. So I do think it is worth checking out and trying to see, if it does help with supporting your hair growth. So no red flags. I think it's completely fine to use. What if the thinness at the crown is accompanied with a sore spot off and on? So the thinness at the crown accompanied with a sore spot off and on. So, Carol, I would say this. It could be because it's off and on. It could be style wise. Like I don't know how you're styling your hair if you used braids in the past or crochet or what. But sometimes any level of like pulling or tension can lead to that soreness. If it was ongoing, then I would say, okay, it could be some level of like underlying inflammation there, use a scalp serum, but I would still use a scalp serum regardless. I would still use something like that, especially when you start to notice that it is, a bit sore. Pattern Beauty might be a good option for that because they do have a substantial amount of peppermint oil in that formulation. And I think they have menthol as well in there. So I think that'd be a great product to try when it is kind of sore. But in the meantime, I'll just kind of be mindful of like your styles, make sure there's nothing pulling or any like tension in that area. So great question. Do you recommend pre-pooing on thin hair? That's a great question. So the whole point of pre-pooing is to help reduce hygro fatigue, but also help to, and for those who don't know, hygro fatigue is moisture overload within the hair, which can lead to breakage and actually dryness, believe it or not. But it also helps to reduce your wash day time because if you pre-poo your hair and you detangle your hair, you reduce the chances of tangles and matted hair and breakage in the shower. So I think if you have thin hair, pre-pooing can be a great added treatment, a great added step. You can use coconut oil, as I mentioned before. Leave it on for maybe like 5 or 10 minutes. No, I won't say 5, about 10, 15 minutes. And I think that'll be really helpful because once again, you're washing it out. Like you're washing the coconut oil out of your hair. And you don't have to like put a whole chunk of it on there, but just a little bit because you do have thin hair. But I think that'd be really helpful for sure. And even helping like to soften the hair as well. So I think that'd be great to use. What should I do if my hair feels very dry after I had a color rinse, deep conditioner? Absolutely, deep conditioner for sure, Rhonda. And then I would also get a light protein treatment done within the next month or two, just to kind of help to ensure that your hair is strong after that color rinse. Because sometimes color, can kind of be a little rough on the cuticles sometimes, so I would just do a protein treatment within the next month or two, but absolutely deep conditioning would be ideal. And to boost it, I would definitely add a tablespoon of olive oil to that deep conditioner, not the bottle or the jar, but just separate. And that'll be like a really nice treatment for your hair as well. So great question. Let's see. I answered that question already. Powder Beauty hair mask. Thank you for I don't know who's giving me hearts, but thank you so much. Powder Beauty hair mask contains fermented rice water. Can this be considered a light protein treatment? It depends on where it is on the ingredient list. Let's look. Let's see. Let's see. Does YouTube have a feature where you can share your screen? That would be so dope because you guys can see exactly like what I'm looking at. But let's look at this ingredient list because now I'm curious. Because I know there definitely is a little bit of protein in there, but it really depends on where it is on the ingredient list. Let's see. Here we go. Okay, so it's right after the glycerin. So glycerin in this formula is probably, I'm just going to guesstimate, probably around like 3%, maybe 3 or 2%, because they have centrammonium chloride. Centrammonium chloride is probably in there around like 1 or 2, probably 1 or 2%. So then that glycerin is probably in there around 1 or 2%. So that rice water is definitely around 1% in the formulation. Now, here's the thing about rice water or the rice ferment. Protein, a little goes a long way. So you don't even have to have it in there at like 5% for it to be like a hardcore protein treatment, but it is in there at a nice amount. So I would look at that as a little bit of a light to medium protein treatment. Okay, now something like that could be used once a month because of that fermented rice being in there at around that 1% mark. And I think that's completely fine, but anything more than that, and if you notice that your hair is responding not too well, like it gets kind of like dry or breakage after increasing that formula like multiple times throughout the month, then I would just continue using it. But just looking at the ingredient list, it looks like it's a light to medium protein treatment. So yeah. Hopefully that helps. Miss Tanya, it feels so weird being called Miss Tanya, but I guess I am Miss Tanya. You told us on the past videos about rosemary. When my scalp is inflamed, I do rosemary spray or peppermint oil spritz. That's completely fine. I mean, as long as your hair is responding well to that, that's completely fine. You can even get aloe vera juice spritz. There's a brand that I use that is so good. George's aloe spray mister. So good. And it's already straight up organic aloe vera juice, and it comes in a spritzer bottle, and you can use that as well, you know, to soothe your scalp, soften the hair. So I think that would be a great addition as well. But if the rosemary and peppermint oil spritz is working for you, then you can keep doing that. But if you want to try something different, try out George's aloe vera spritz. I think that'd be a great alternative too. All right, let's see. All right, let's go down. Nurtest, a good product. I haven't heard of Nurtest before. I haven't heard of that. Does herbal hair grease help hair grow? Great question. So it depends on what's inside of the formulation. So for example, if we go way back in the day to like Madam C.J. Walker days, you know, the reason why her formula was so effective is because she had sulfur in her formula. The base of that formula is petrolatum, aka hair grease. So the hair grease, in a sense, acts as a moisture retention balm where it helps to reduce dryness, but it's also the carrier of that sulfur that was in that formulation. And sulfur helps to reduce a lot of scalp issues like dandruff, seborrheic dermatitis. I want to say eczema, but don't quote me on that. But it's been very effective as a formula for her back in the day because sulfur is bomb. So reeling it into 2025, if you have a hair grease, which is the carrier, right? And it has essential oils in there like lavender or rosemary or peppermint, for example, or cypress or cedarwood or different herbs within there, more than likely it can be effective. It can absolutely be effective, but it depends on the formula itself. So yeah, hopefully that helps. How do you detangle really matted hair? So here's the thing, Sophia, if you are in the state where it's like, man, like, because there's prevention and then there's like, it is what it is, you know, we got to figure it out. So if that's where you are right now, the first thing I would do is I would actually utilize an oil before you apply water. I would actually utilize water. This is what I would do if I were you, really, for real. I would take the Apogee Pro Vitamin Leave-In Conditioner. And the reason why I'm calling that formula out is because it has an ingredient in there called amodimethicone. And it is a silicone, but it is a conditioning silicone that just, it's amazing. But it softens the hair and it helps to detangle the hair and melt away matted hair. And then to really amp it up, I would add a little bit of sweet almond oil. So just this combination alone will help to reduce matted, tangled hair. You want to use a wide tooth comb. I really love the Tangle Teezer wide tooth comb. Not a fan of the Tangle Teezer brush. I don't like that thing. But the Tangle Teezer wide tooth comb will be a great tool to use. Of course, start from the ends, work your way up in sections. If you have to do 20 sections to take your time and get through your hair, do that. But I think having that base of the Apogee Pro Vitamin Leave-In Conditioner and sweet almond oil directly on the cuticle, that's going to be a huge help. Because like I said, that's going to help that comb and the hair to actually glide past each other and get unraveled. So that's what I would do. Hopefully that helps. Okay, what time is it? It's 8:21. Let's try to get off at 8:30. We'll see. What helps block DHT? So in a hair care setting, absolutely, hands down, pumpkin seed oil. There's other things as well, but definitely pumpkin seed oil has been a huge DHT blocker for sure. There are some people who actually eat like a handful of pumpkin seeds pumpkin seeds a day to help reduce DHT within the body. But in the hair care space, definitely pumpkin seed oil for sure, hands down. Thanks for answering my question about Pattern Beauty Hair Mask. Of course, you're so welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome, Luana. Okay, let's see. What was your question? Oh, here we go. Hi there, hope you're doing well. I accidentally scratched my scalp too hard with my nails and got cuts in my scalp. Right now I have dried up, oh no, I have dried cut scabs. What should I use on my scalp to help it heal? Yeah, I would just give it time for sure. There's two things you can do. There's two things. The first thing is going to sound kind of like crazy, but I'm going to say it anyway. But you could put Neosporin, like the gel, like the actual old-fashioned Neosporin, like because that's also based in petrolatum as well. Neosporin directly on the scalp, that can help to speed up that process. Or you can make your own homemade Neosporin at home and add like just literally like one or two drops of tea tree oil into some petrolatum or like Vaseline and use that on your scalp to help that healing process. But you can just, like I said, you can just use Neosporin. And if you want to like kind of improve that even more so that the scab goes away quickly, there's no like scarring, I would use aloe vera juice. I mentioned earlier about the George's aloe vera spritz. You can use that spritz, on that area, to help reduce any scarring or even like just increasing that that healing process. But Neosporin and aloe vera juice would be ideal for like any like scabs or like, cuts on the scalp. So just be mindful of that. And I would be careful moving forward, like how you shampoo your hair as well. So hopefully that helps. And then, well, if you were scratching because your scalp was dry, then I would say definitely, utilize a scalp serum, which actually could be good too for that, that scab area. So you've got some options. You've got some options. Is Dr. Bronner's soap safe for the hair? I don't recommend it. The Castor soap, I'm assuming that's what you're referring to, like the liquid Castor soap, Dr. Bronner's. I don't recommend it for the hair. I think it's too harsh. I think it's too stripping for the hair, personally. I think it's great for like washing the skin, like hand washing, but it can be kind of drying. It's very natural. Don't get me wrong, but it can be kind of drying. I wouldn't use it on the hair exactly. So yeah. Gillian Felix, have you answered my question yet? I don't know, Gillian, what's your question? If you repeat it, I can answer it. What about mixing Indian hemp and several drops of wild growth oil together? Like as a hair growth type treatment? Yeah, you can absolutely do that for sure. For sure. Use Vaseline or Aquaphor to help. That's an option. I wrote the info you gave. Great. Awesome, Sophia. Keep me posted. All right, let me go back up. Thoughts on Viviscal, MSM, biotin, collagen, and vitamin C for hair health. I think all of those are great options for sure. They all play different roles in regards to, hair growth and the health of the hair as well, especially when it comes to keratinization, like just the buildup of hair, like the formation of the hair itself, definitely MSM. So I think that combination is completely fine. I see no red flags there. So if you want to try that, absolutely. Absolutely. I had asked about Magic Sleek last live. Do you have an opportunity to check it out? And do you have any opinion on? Please share. Magic Sleek. Let's see. Hydrating shampoo. It's like a hydrating shampoo. And oh, Magic Sleek. Okay, here we go. It's designed to smooth and straighten your locks without the use of harsh chemicals. Okay, where's the formula? Because if I don't have the formula, sis, I kind of can't give you my feedback on it. And based off of this website, I don't think it's going to give me the formula. Unless you have it, unless you have the ingredient list, put it in the chat. But if not, I really can't give you my opinion on it. Because I see the conditioner. And I'm looking at the keratin treatment. Let's see. Because honestly, it's giving BKT, Brazilian keratin treatment is what it's really giving. So let's see. Because I see the shampoo, but I don't see the actual like treatment that they're referring to. So if you have the ingredient list and if you want to put it in the chat, feel free, and I can kind of dissect it there to give my feedback. Okay, let's see. Safe hair color options for natural hair. There's always like henna, there's indigo, there's people use black tea rinses, like the natural options. I would actually go on YouTube and look at some of the natural hair girlies who actually color their hair to see what's working for them. I think that would be a good place to start. I like to kind of, as I always say, I like to stay in my lane. Because I don't color my hair, but I have done henna before. Henna was okay, but it did dry my hair out. But some people love it, So I think it just depends on what you're trying to look for. But I would definitely search on YouTube for sure. Should I use the Pure Encapsulations multivitamin or hair, skin, nails? It depends on what you need. That's why getting that blood work done would be helpful. To start off, I would get the multivitamin because that's going to cover a little bit of everything. So that's what I would do. But you could pair it with the hair, skin, nails supplement, but just make sure that you're not doubling up on too many nutrients that your body just doesn't need, So I would just start with the multivitamin. Tanya, I rarely get your notifications for live stream. When is your next live stream? My husband's going to help me. And he said hi and thanks. Hi, Sophia's husband. So the next time I'm going live here on YouTube will be, hold on, I'm going to tell you right now. It will be May 15th. Am I traveling? No, I'm not traveling. Am I traveling? I'm not traveling today. May 15th, I'll be here. Next week, however, I will be on Instagram. So I do YouTube, Instagram. So that's what we've been doing. But I'll be back here May 15th in 2 weeks at 7 p.m. But if you want to join me next week, we'll be on Instagram at 7 o'clock. What's your thoughts on going to Dominican salons for press and trims 2 to 4 times a year? I'm in a new state and no one shares their stylist info here. That's so crazy, Kimberly. People be gatekeeping stylists. I don't do that. I'd be like, y'all want a good silk press? Go to Maggie Lewis, the Lather Lounge in Durham, North Carolina. Go to her because she's going to get you together, okay? But people are weird. Whatever. Anyway, sorry. I digress. That's not nice, Tanya. Don't say that because people, whatever. To your question, what are your thoughts on going to Dominican salons for press and trim 2 to 4 times a year? So I'm all for a good doobie girl. That's what we call them in Jersey, in New York, getting a doobie, wrap it up. However, they use a lot of heat. I'm gonna be real. They use a lot of heat. So you want to keep that in mind. Now, if you don't mind potentially losing your curl pattern, go for it. And I'm not saying that to be, like joking, but there's some people who just rather be straight naturals and don't really care about their curl pattern. And everyone go with what you want to do. But Dominican salons, I think they're bomb. I think they're awesome, but they can use quite a lot of heat. So just kind of keep that in mind. So it depends on your personal goals for your hair. If you're kind of like, listen, I'm just here for the style, I like how it be straight, then go for it. I think that's completely fine. So it's really up to you. It's really up to you. What do you recommend for very dry, brittle hair ends on naturals? Very dry, brittle hair ends. First thing I would say is get a trim. First thing I would say, definitely get a trim. Just start fresh, reset, total reset, right? Next, I would say keep up with your moisture cycles, Joyce. Keep up with deep conditioning your hair. And of course, keep up with your vitamins and your nutrients. All of that together will definitely help with reducing dry, brittle ends. And of course, when you do go to comb your hair, make sure you're taking your time with it. Y2 comb, work from the ends and work your way up, because mechanical damage is a real thing too. And mechanical damage is when our hair suffers from how we handle our hair, brushing it, combing it too rough, that can lead to brittle, dry ends as well. So just kind of take your time, TLC for the ends. I think that'd be really, really helpful. I just started the Pure Encapsulation Vitamins. Awesome. Hey, Touche, how are you? Where are your parents from? My parents? So they're both from New Jersey. Is that the real question you're asking me? But they're both from New Jersey. If we go a little bit deeper, I know on my grandmother paternal side, to my understanding, it's a bit of like the Geechee Islands, like the Gullah Islands. On my mom's side, my grandmother's dad or my great grandfather, he's actually from, or his dad is from Barbados. So that's what I know. There's also Native American Lumbee tribe here in North Carolina. So a little bit of all of those three things. Oh, yeah. And of course, African descent, So I would say that's really the root of what I know. But as far as like my mom and my dad, they're from Jersey. They are from New Jersey. So yeah. You're watching from Barbados? Oh my gosh, sis, we cousins. Are we cousins? Do I have a place to stay when I come to visit? I mean, just let me know. I mean, I got a passport. Let me know, Em. Like, I will be there. I need a vacation bad. Can we do a curly chemistry meetup in Barbados? Like, let's go. Let's rent the resort. Let's have fun. Let's do all the things. Are we cousins? We might be cousins. Who else in here is from Barbados? If we have like 3 people, we're gonna make a trip. We're going. Give me a stamp on my passport. Kimberly says, OMG, I'm in Durham. Is that a real salon you just shouted out? Yes, Kimberly, that is an actual salon, the Lather Lounge. I don't know the road. I'm not good with roads because I'm still figuring out myself. But the Lather Lounge in Durham, Hillsborough. I think it's Hillsborough Road. I don't know, but just type in the Lather Lounge Durham and it'll pop up. But her name is Maggie Lewis. She's pregnant, so I don't know if she's on maternity leave right now, but she's the one who like does like my silk presses, my trims, and she's bomb. And her hair is beautiful. Her hair was like down her back, like her hair down here, and it's all natural and it's beautiful. But Maggie Lewis, the Lather Lounge, that's who I would recommend. My grandfather's from Barbados. Oh, cool. I'm doing great tonight. Thank you. Thank you, Sophie. I appreciate you. Thank you. Okay, let me go back up just a little bit because I want to make sure I'm okay. I got all the things who I'm missing. Let's see. Hold on one second. Okay, where we are. Okay, here we go. Let's see where to go. Check out Curly Proverbs for coloring natural hair with herbs like indigo, henna, etc. Thank you for that, Hamptons. What does the process look like for reapplying oil during the week? Great question, Tishay. So when I apply oil during the week for my hair, it's always a sealing process. So I mentioned before, my moisture cycles every 2 days. So when I moisturize my hair, I just reapply the oil as my second step over the moisturizer. So once the moisturizer is penetrated and like absorbed into my hair, I take lightweight oil. Usually, like lately, it's been sweet almond oil, and I'll just take a little bit of that and just kind of put that down the length of my hair to lock in that moisture. So that's how I work with oil in between my wash day, or if I'm doing a scalp massage, I'll use the oil then as well. So yeah, that's how I utilize oil in between my wash days. Great question. And I also wash my hair once a week. I haven't done it recently because I've been like in silk press mode. Well, just old silk press, but usually I wash my hair once a week. All right, let's see. Can you tell me what I may be doing wrong because my hair becomes so dry and brittle after a color rinse? So honestly, it could be the color rinse itself, like the formula. It might be too harsh for your hair. You know, it may be one of those things where you may have to look for a different color rinse product, you know, because the one that you're currently using is just not it. But some other things you could do is prior to, and I always say is prior to getting any treatment, whether it's a silk press, a relaxer, a color treatment, even a freaking braids in your hair, always do a really, really good deep conditioning treatment. If you can do it at least 15 to 20 minutes, you know, like really give your hair that added moisture, that'll be really helpful because you're kind of prepping your hair for that treatment and giving it the moisture and nourishment that it needs prior to. So, and I always look at that as kind of priming the hair. Like imagine like when you put like your makeup on, you have like your primer on, right? So when you do your foundation, it goes on smooth. Like it's just a better result. So the same thing kind of applies to when you get like a treatment done. Always do a good deep conditioning treatment. And then also Inner Beauty for me, I would say also, like I said, the deep conditioning moisture, but protein also plays a role too, because sometimes color treatments can break down the hair just a little bit. So adding that lightweight protein treatment on a consistent basis once a month can absolutely help tremendously. So I would definitely try those two things. Great question. Someone had asked about exosome. Yes, Monique, what do you think about exosomes for the hair? So exosomes really, okay, they're, how can I say it? They help to stimulate the follicle. They help to stimulate the hair, like hair growth itself. You could try it. You could try. I mean, I feel like I haven't seen too much information on it. I have to do my own research behind it, but I do know that it does help to stimulate hair growth. And I don't know if it's doing it via vasodilation, you know, where it's like actually opening up the blood vessels, allowing more blood flow to come to the follicle, and it's being stimulated that way. I don't know if that's the mechanism behind it, but I do think it's worth looking into for sure. And looking at other people's experience as they have used it, you know, so just something to consider for sure. Sonia shouting out from Barbados. I did not realize I have some people in here from the islands. From the islands, baby. My accent is horrible. It's fine. Okay. Postmenopausal hair growth suggestions. I mean, we've kind of talked about this the majority of this live. So if you missed it, definitely watch the replay. But the biggest thing I would say is make sure that your hormones are as balanced as possible. I recommended a supplement by Vitex Berry. It's a natural herbal supplement that helps to balance the hormones since you are postmenopausal. So I would definitely look into that. Scalp massages for sure, pumpkin seed oil for sure. If you can do like diet changes, that can also help too. But definitely for sure. That Vitex Berry supplement would be really helpful in the pumpkin seed. So hopefully that helps. Great question. Let's see, how to combat thinning for from health issues. So it depends. Like, are you on any type of medication? Because sometimes certain medications can lead to thinning of the hair. So it could be that. Because if that's the case, then that's more so a conversation you have to have with your doctor on like, hey, is there anything else? But don't listen to me because I'm not a physician. But prescription meds can absolutely cause hair thinning. So that could be a factor. I would definitely recommend my rinse, my hydrating herbal hair tea rinse. It is a blend of 8 different herbs that help to support hair growth and reduce excessive shedding by strengthening the follicles. So I would highly recommend that. The link to my tea rinse is below. You can also drink it as well. So if you have gray hair and if you don't want to like stain your hair, you know, you can always drink it. So that also helps to get the benefits internally. And scalp massages, I think that would be key for sure. And then also making sure that your body has the nutrients that it needs. I feel like that's been the theme tonight. You know, blood work and iron and vitamin D, like that's really going to be the biggest thing as well. So I would kind of look at each of those different pillars and go from there. Hopefully that helps. All right, let's see. What time is it, guys? It's 8. Ooh, 8:42. All right, let's hop off and like, let's just get off at 9 o'clock. We'll just round up. We're gonna round up and do 9 p.m. because why not? Happy Friday Eve. Okay. Let's see. Answered that one. Can some of these ideas be applied to beards? Hey, Roger. Absolutely. So for beards, when it comes to beards, I would say this: it's not that different from like your regular hair in a sense. Now, I will say beards do tend to be a little bit rougher, you know, in texture. So that extra hydration will be needed. But I would say this, you kind of want to tackle it if you can. I would get like a really good beard oil for sure. If you can find a beard oil that has like sweet almond oil somewhere within the first 2 or 3 ingredients, that'd be amazing because sweet almond oil is high in oleic acid, which is a fatty acid that helps soften the hair. So if you can find one, I would absolutely use it. Okay. And then also go back to, I don't know if you were on earlier, Roger, but I was talking about a aloe spritz by George's aloe spritz. It's like a aloe vera juice spritz already in like a little spritzer bottle done for you. I would spray your beard. Like, you want a whole regimen? I would spray your beard with the aloe vera and then take that beard oil and then just, you know, I would do that. And you can do that every day, every morning when you wake up, get ready for the day. Like that can be your beard routine for sure. So that's what I would recommend. So hopefully that helps. Let's see. Thank you. You're welcome, Tashay. So on moisturizing days, you're following the same moisturizing process following a wash. Yes. Yep. You got it. So if I wash my hair on Sunday, right? I wash my hair, leave-in conditioner, my hair is in braids, cool. Monday comes, I'm unraveling those braids. Like that's my style for the day. I'm not doing much to my hair on that Monday. But Tuesday, I'm going to detangle any shedded hair out, comb my hair, take some moisturizer, put it on my hair, do another twist out, braid out, seal, you know, with the oil, cream oil, and then braid, twist out. And then the next day is what? Wednesday, unraveling it, you know, so it's a cycle. It's like just redoing it. So that's exactly what I do. I redo that same moisturizing process. If my hair is super dry, then I will do LCO, where I'll take like my hydrating herbal hair tea rinse as like my first layer of liquid, cream, and then oil. But yeah, I just redo it. And then when Sunday comes around, wash day time, and we repeat the whole entire process. So our hair likes consistency, I'm learning. It likes to be left alone, but it also likes consistency as well. So I think that's going to be a game changer, just keeping up with that process. Patricia says, check out Clariol Professional. It's good for natural hair. Awesome. Thank you, Patricia. I have to keep that in mind. Is a sacred edge drops any good? Ooh, that's a good question. So I want to make a video on the sacred. I was trying to look for it at Ulta this past weekend, but it was like sold out. But I am familiar with the ingredient that is the active ingredient. I can't remember the name from verbatim, but it's like some type of like tripeptide ingredient that helps to, support hair growth in the edge region and actually helps to bring blood flow to the follicle to reignite, in a sense, the edges. So I think the science behind that formula is absolutely there. I've seen some before and after videos on TikTok, so it looks really promising for sure. But also keep in mind, it depends on the amount of hair loss. Because if the hair is or the follicles are damaged to the point where it's just shot, at that point, there's not really much that any edge oil can do. You know what I'm saying? But in a normal sense, I think the formula is really dope. I think it's really awesome. If I get my hands on it, I'll definitely, either way, I get my hands on it or not, I'm still going to talk about it. So, but I do think it's a promising formula for sure. For menopause supplements, I thought I answered that question, Patricia. So definitely the Vitex Berry for sure. As far as other ones go, I can't think of any right now that come to my mind, Patricia, but I want to do a video on menopause, like menopausal hair loss. So I think that'd be really, really good because I don't think I've done one. I've done one on like hormonal hair loss, like androgenic alopecia, but not on menopausal hair loss. So I'm glad you asked that because I got homework to do. I got homework. So stay tuned for that. Thank you for that question. And also the question about like what blood work to get done to check your hormones. I haven't forgot about that either. So I want to talk more about that too. So stay tuned. My 8-year-old son has dry hair. Any product recommendations? He's 8 years old, so he can kind of use a little bit of everything. So the products that I've recommended here, he can definitely use those. If he has like really, really thick hair, like thick, dry hair, you can try the Apogee Shea Pro leave-in conditioner. It's a leave-in, but you can use it as a moisturizer, and it is so good. So I would use that and pair that with like a sweet almond oil, or even like an avocado oil or grapeseed oil. Like that's what I would do. You can even spritz his hair with some water first, like LCO that, like that technique. I would do that for sure. And just keep up with that. Keep up with that. Remember, moisturizing our hair is like lotioning our body. Like we have to do it on a daily basis, or we're gonna be ashy. We're gonna be ashy, y'all. We're gonna be out here in the summertime looking gray and crispy. Anybody got time for that? Okay, we need to be. So it's the same thing for our hair. So just keep that in mind. Lanaya, hey Tanya, is the Lather Lounge lounge on IG or YouTube? She's on IG. She might be on YouTube, but she's definitely on Instagram for sure. I'm trying to think. Let me see, because she might just be under Maggie Lewis, but let me see. Hold on. That's my intermission music. Okay, no, she's definitely not under Lather Lounge. Is she under Maggie Lewis? Oh, my bad. She's under the Lather Lounge. Can you see that? Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. There we go. The Lather Lounge. That's what she's under. Right there. There she goes. And her hair is beautiful. Like it just be so long and pretty. Like that's her. That's her, y'all. And she know what she's talking about. You know how they talk about like how someone has like gifted hands, like gifted, like the Lord has touched their hands. Her hands, she got growing hands. That's what the folks say in the South. She got growing hands. Okay. Her hair is beautiful and I love her. Here's another picture of her. Look at her. Look at her. And she's natural. But anyway, the Lather Lounge. Check her out. Okay, let's see. What time is it? We said 9 o'clock, right? We said 9 o'clock. Okay, we got 10 minutes. Got 10 minutes. We got 2 minutes. All right, thank you so much. I'm assuming massages should fall on the same day as moisturizing day for less money. Oh yeah, that's perfect. You can, I love that. I love that. And that's hair care efficiency right there. Why not massage, like do your scalp massage the same day you re-up on your moisturizer for your hair when you do your moisture cycle? So absolutely, I think that would be a great idea, a great option. Do it at night. I think scalp massages at night are just even more effective in my opinion. So I think that'd be a great idea. Do you know whether the CeraVe anti-dandruff is a good choice? This is so watered down for washing the hair and preventing dandruff. So the CeraVe anti-dandruff, I have heard about this formula, but I have not checked it out. So let's look at it together. The ratings are really good. So that's great. We love that. We love great ratings. I look from 4.5 and up. If I see a product that's 4.5 and up, it's good in my book. It's rare that you see a 5-star product. It's rare. But when I see 4.5, I get excited. So I'm trying to find the ingredient list. Okay, so they have parathion zinc, which is bomb for dandruff. So another red flag. They have some, they got some nice cleansing surfactant, sodium C14 olefin sulfonate. Awesome, gentle cleansing surfactant. Another green flag. Did I say red flag before? I'm sorry, green flag. They have amodimethicone, which softens the hair. Another green flag. Oh, got ceramides in there to help to strengthen the hair. Another green flag. It has salicylic acid in there to help to exfoliate the scalp and remove like product buildup off the follicle. Another green flag. So far, I'm feeling this shampoo. I think is worth checking out. I really do. I might check it out, and I ain't got no dandruff, but I think it's good. Dang out. And there's also hyaluronic acid in there, which is great for hydration. So the CeraVe anti shampoo, it's good in my book. Cosmetic chemist approve. Okay, let's see. Thank you, Tanya, for answering my earlier question. Follow up with using aloe vera juice and then sealing with JBCO. Okay, and tea tree oil will be good for helping my scalp heal from the cuts I've caused. Aloe vera juice, yes. The castor oil, I don't know about the castor oil for the cuts and the scab healing. I don't know about that one. I think you should stick with the Neosporin, like especially if you're still healing. I don't know about the Jamaican black castor oil. I would just do like the Neosporin and the aloe vera juice personally, but you know, to each his own. So that's what I would recommend. Thanks for the info. You're welcome, Roger. I purchased that George's aloe product a few months ago. Oh, so you locked in, Roger. You are locked in. I love that. Thank you. A few months ago because you said it was good. Unfortunately, I never used it, but I will now. You are her. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. But yeah, Roger, check it out. Check it out. Let me know how you like it. What's a good cream to use for your LCO? Well, if you have low porosity hair, Donna's Recipe Extra Creamy Hair Cream. I actually do like the Miel Organic Pomegranate and Honey Leave-In Conditioner. It's a leave-in, but you can use it as your cream. That one's really good. Not Shea Moisture. What's that product? Apogee Shea Pro Leave-In Conditioner. That can also be your cream as well. So I think those are great. For your CC, your cream, girl. Have you tried any Korean, Japanese hair care? If so, any recs? Yes, I love Lador. LADOR. It's Korean brand. So good. Their Wonder Balm conditioner is like a blue. It's in my Amazon store. It's like a blue tube conditioner. I used that thing 2 weeks ago. So good. That's good. And then, of course, the Lador Wonder Oil. I use that oil almost every wash day as a heat protectant for my hair. And it softens, it detangles, it protects from the heat. I love it. So Lador, I use, and that's the only one I've used like hair care wise. For skincare now, I do like COSRX. I do like that brand for skincare. I believe that is a Korean brand, a Korean or a Japanese brand. I'm not sure. Okay, let's see. Ooh, what time is it? We got 5 minutes. We got 5 minutes. Oh my gosh. We talked for like 2 hours. Oh my gosh. This is a really long live. Normally I go on for like an hour and 15 minutes. My ends of my hair curl up whenever I apply oil. The ends of my hair curl up whenever I apply oil to my scalp. Why? Is this good or bad? That is interesting. So you're applying the oil to your scalp, but the ends of your hair are curling up. I don't know what to say. That's really interesting. I don't know if it's good or bad. It doesn't sound bad. It doesn't sound bad. It's one thing if you're saying like I apply oil and then my hair is breaking off. Then I would say, okay, reel it in, like no more oil right now. But your ends are curling up. So to me, and I'm assuming you're natural, Sharon. To me, it just sounds like your hair is healthy because shrinkage is healthy. Your hair going into its natural curl pattern, that's healthy. You know, I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's a bad thing at all. If your hair follicles are destroyed from surgery, is surgery the only option to get them back? Ooh. That's a good question. If your hair follicles are destroyed, so they're destroyed from surgery, like it's like nothing growing at all. Like it's just like skin, no level of like nothing. Is surgery the only way to get them back? I mean, you can try, what is it called? Platelet-rich plasma, PRP treatments. You can try that. That is an option. You can try like the hair loss surgery where they like take follicles from like healthy parts of the scalp and plant them in like the unhealthy parts of the scalp. You could try that. So there are options out there. I would see a trichologist in your area or even a dermatologist just to kind of confirm what your options are. But I do think PRP or hair loss surgery could be an option for you. It could be. Yeah. All right, let's see. I just brought the Amazon leave-in because of your Amazon store. Thank you, Stacy. Hope you enjoy it and let me know how you like it. I'm so happy for you, Tanya. You got a good hairdresser. Thank you, sis. Thank you, Sophia. Thank you. Thank you. Does anyone know where I can get a find a Y2 comb without seams down the teeth of the comb? Tortoise shell comb. Oh, you guys are giving her advice. Oh, great. Because the one I use is the Tangle Teezer Y2 comb. All right, we're gonna wrap up, guys, in a few seconds. Tanya, you may have been joking. Hi, Imani. But have you considered developing an app to rate products? I've thought of an app before. I have thought of an app. And I think for me, I always think about like, well, it's out here already. Like, why would I make one? But at the same time, curly chemistry is not like everyone. You know what I'm saying? So it's an idea that I have definitely thought about, Imani. So it's possible. It's possible. Like I think I might revisit it. I think I will, especially with the influx of so much products on the market nowadays, and then also people trying to figure out, does this work? Is this okay? You know, so I think it's worth having it, at least, you know, for you guys, you know, for my community. So I think it's definitely something worth checking out for sure. So thank you for that reminder, Imani. I appreciate it. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna do maybe 3 more questions and then I'm gonna head out. I'm using the Shea Moisture Amla Bond Repair shampoo conditioner weekly, and I add honey. Is that okay to use weekly? It's a bond repair shampoo, conditioner, mask weekly. I add honey. Oh, you add honey, amla, aloe, head into the mask. That sounds fine, but I would just say monitor your hair. If you notice any like negative changes, then I would just continue using it. Tanya, Tanya, are you tired? I don't want to overload you. Thanks for everything. I will stay on as long as you stay, but I will not ask another question. Love you. Oh, thank you, Sophia. I appreciate you so much. I am about to head out of here in a few seconds, but thank you. I appreciate your care. Thank you. I just ordered the George's aloe. Okay, great. Can't wait to try it. Awesome. Keep me posted, Sandra, on how you like it. Do you change your hairstyle often? I tend to sometimes, but I am about to put in some passion twists in my hair for this. Well, summer's not here yet, but I do want to do some passion twists very soon. So I'll probably be doing that within the next month or so. I know it's 9 o'clock. I need to go. Okay. I love how you guys are keeping me accountable. I love that. Thank you guys so much. Okay. Can you keep hair in wash and go curly style often? Can it damage them? So I'll say this: wash and goes. It's a technique. It really is, because they're cute, but they can cause fairy knots. They can cause, dryness. They can cause damage depending on how you're doing it. When I did my wash and go 2 weeks ago, I did experience fairy knots, and I normally don't experience fairy knots at all until I did a wash and go. So it can be a little damaging. That's why I highly recommend like detangling your hair as much as possible before you do a wash and go, so that the polymers in that gel, like the gel itself, can actually secure itself around the cuticle without any intervention of hair getting tangled up amongst each other, leading to fairy knots. So it just depends. It depends. And I haven't even perfected wash and going. Like I'm still figuring it out, but it's really not my primary style for that reason. I just subscribed. I just got here. Welcome. I'm 50 and trying to regrow my hair that has been broken off. I've been making my own vitamins. Wow, you make your own vitamins and see some growth. Mary Ruth, the vitamins. Yeah, that's a good brand. I would keep using that. I would watch my videos on like moisture and wash day and routine. Just kind of binge watch Curly Chemistry, my videos, and that will really give you a good starting point. I would also get your hands on my natural hair care regimen. I'm sorry, guys. I'm about to hop off in like a few seconds, but I want to make sure she's good. Okay, let's see. I want you to have the natural hair care regimen builder. And for those who don't have it, for those who don't have the natural hair care regimen builder, I'm going to put the link in the chat. It is completely free. It's a complimentary guide that walks you through, where is it? Here it is. That walks you through how to create a regimen based off of your hair needs. So I'm going to post it right there. I'm going to try to pin the comment if it lets me. Do you guys see it? And once you go there, a website will pop. I can't talk. I need to go to sleep. Actually, I'm really not tired, but I need to get off. A thing will pop up, and you will see when you put your email in. When you put your email in, you'll get the regimen builder sent directly to your email. So go there, get the regimen builder. It will walk you through how to create a regimen. So if you are new to this journey, or if you just subscribe to my channel, get that regimen builder. It will be the foundation to your healthy hair care journey. Okay. And I'm here too to help you. Like, we're in this together. We're in this together. Okay. Let's see. All right. I'm really going to go. I'm going to go. Anyone in South Florida knows a good natural hairstylist? Help Nick out. Help. What skincare do you mostly use? Biore charcoal soap. Love it. CosRx honey serum. Love that. And then for acne, if I have any, I'll just use like tea tree oil, like spot treat with tea tree oil. And I exfoliate with Dermalogica rice exfoliator. So good. I've been using that regimen for almost like a while now, and it gives my skin what it needs to give. So I love that. Okay. You were the first person that explained that shampoos for the scalp and conditioners for the hair. I'm very appreciative for your insight. You're welcome, BY. You're so welcome. And it's so funny because, and I'm going to say this, I'm going to go. It's so funny because I think a lot of times scalp issues come, lack of hair growth come, itchiness, dandruff comes because we are putting conditioner and creams on the scalp. And that's where all the issues start to come in at, and then you add on not washing the hair frequently or just co-washing the hair and not using an actual shampoo, so all these different layers. But I'm glad that that advice has helped you, because it is a game. It's so simple, but it's absolutely a game changer. Does the type of Y2 comb matter? I use a Y2 comb, but still experience breakage. Yeah, I would say so. I think the Y2 comb matters. The one I use is the Tangle Teaser Y2 comb. I think that one's amazing. So yeah, but always use some type of product prior to combing your hair. Like never just take the comb and go do 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 do. Like have something on your hair. It can be an oil, it can be a leave-in conditioner, like a liquid, before detangling your hair to help reduce that breakage. Hopefully that helps. The regimen builder is so helpful. Thank you so much. You're welcome, Jeanette. You're welcome. All right, gang, I'm gonna go. And I need to eat something, but it's too late for me to eat because I'm trying to be healthy. I'm trying to be a healthy girl, but I don't know. I'm not doing a good job right now because I absolutely I had. Are you guys familiar with Cookout? It's here in North Carolina. I had a chili dog. I had a hot dog with chili, coleslaw, and mustard on it. And I had some Cajun fries and some coleslaw, and I had a sweet tea, and I had the nerve to get a cheerwine float. Do you guys know what a cheerwine float is? Think of like cherry soda with vanilla ice cream. So I had that, and I had the nerve to get a freaking sweet tea. And then I went to Dunkin' Donuts and got a peach energy drink. Who do I think I am? Who do I think I am? And I'm going to be a bridesmaid in like 4 weeks. That's another story. But anyway, we're in this together. But you know what? We're going to get it together. So stay tuned. I know it was so good. It was so good. All right, guys. I love you guys so much. Thank you guys for hanging out with me for the past 2 hours. If you just, yes, congrats to the bride. And we're actually celebrating her this weekend, Bachelorette. And I'm excited for her. I don't know if you're watching, Stephanie, but if you are watching, Stephanie, congrats, girl. Okay. Eat veggies. Yes, Kimberly. I need to be eating all the veggies. I need to be eating I almost said the coleslaw. I don't need to eat the coleslaw. Technically, coleslaw is cabbage. I digress. But yes, Kimberly, I need to eat the veggies. Yes. But I forgot my train of thought. What was I saying? I forgot what I was saying. Okay, anyway, I love you guys so much. Hope you guys have enjoyed this live, and I'm going to, that's what I was going to say. For those who just joined, I'm going to keep up this live. So feel free to come back and watch the replay, take some notes, take a pen, get some popcorn, and drink some water with some lemon in it, and just jot down all the gems. And next week I will be on Instagram at 7 p.m. And then the following week, I will be back here with you lovely folks at 7 p.m. on May 15th. Okay? Okay. I love you guys. Stay tuned. Have some new updates I'll be sharing within the next few weeks or so. So stay tuned for that. And we're going to just take hair care to the next level. Okay. I love you guys. Bye.